obvious and technically complicated features of all living organisms is this ability to sense and responding surrounding or environment and response to external stimuli which could be physical, chemical or biological. We sense our environment through our sense organs. Plants respond to external factors like light, water, temperature, and other organisms, pollutants, etc. All organisms, from the prokaryotic to the most complex eukaryotic, can sense and respond to environmental causes. Photoperiodism affects reproduction in seasonal predators. In both plants and animals, all organisms handle chemical entering their body. All organisms therefore are aware of their surrounding. Human being is the only organism who is aware of himself, has a self consciousness. Consciousness therefore become a defining property of living organisms. When it comes to human beings, it is all the most difficult to define the living state. We observe patients laying in coma in hospital virtually supported by machines which replace heart and lungs. The patient is otherwise brain dead. The patient has no self-consciousness. Are such patients who never come back to the normal life, living or non-living. In higher classes, we will come to know that all living phenomena are due to underlying interactions. Property of tissue are not present in the constituent cell but arises as a result of interaction among the constituents of cell. Similarly, properties of cellular organelles are not present in molecular constituents of organelles but arise as a result of interaction among the molecular components comprising the organelles. The interaction results in emergent property at a higher level of organization. This phenomena is true in hierarchy of organizational complexity at all levels. Therefore, we can say that living organisms are self-replicating, evolving and self-regulating interactive systems capable of responding to external stimuli. Biology is a story of life on earth. Biology is a story of evolution of living organisms on earth. All living organisms, present, past and future, are linked to one another by sharing of common genetic material, but to varying degrees. Then second, diversity in the living world. If you look around, you see a large variety of living organisms, be it potted plants, insects, birds, your pets, or other animals and plants. There should be several organisms that you cannot see with your naked eye, but they are all around you. If you were to increase the area that you make observation in the range and variety of organisms that you see could that you see would increase. Obviously, if you were to visit a dense forest, you would probably see a much greater number and kinds of living organisms in it. Each different kind of plant, animals, and organisms that you see represent a species. The number of species that are known and described range between 1.7 to 1.8 million. This refers to biodiversity or the number and types of organisms present on Earth. We should remember here that as we explore new areas or even old ones, new organisms are continuously being identified. As stated earlier, there are millions of plants and animals in the world. We know the plants and animals in our own area by their local names. These local names would vary from place to place, even within a country. Probably you would recognize the confusion that would be created if we did not find the way and means to talk to each other to refer to organisms we are talking about. Hence, this is need to standardize the naming of living organisms such as particular organisms is known by the same name all over the world. This process is called as nomenclature. Obviously, nomenclature or naming is only possible when the organism is described correctly and we know that to what organisms the name is attached to. This is a identification. In order to facilitate the study, number of scientists have established procedure to assign a scientific name to each one organisms. This acceptable to biologists all over the world. For plants, scientific names are based on agreed principles and criteria which are provided in International Code for Botanical Nomenclature (ICBN). You may ask, how are animals named? The animals' taxonomies have evolved International Code for Zoological Nomenclature (ICZN). The scientific names ensure that each organism has only one name. Description of any organism should be enable enable the people in any part of the world to arrive at the same name. They also ensure that such a name has not been used for any other known organisms. Biologists follow universally accepted principles to provide scientific names to known organisms. Each name has two components, the generic name and specific epithet. This system of providing a name with two components is called as biological nomenclature. This naming system given by Carolus Linnaeus is being practiced by biologists all over the world. This naming system use a two-word format was found conventional. Let us take an example of mango to understand the way of providing specific name better. The specific name of mango is written as Mangifera indica. Let us see how it biological name. In this name, Mangifera represents the genus, and while indica is a particular species or a specific epithet. Other universal rules of nomenclature are as follows. First is biological names are generally in Latin and handwritten in italics. They are Latinized, means a tilted form, or derived from Latin irrespective of their origin. Second, the first word of biological name represents the genus, while the second component denoted the specific epithet. Third, both the words in biological name when handwritten are separate underlined or printed in italics to initiate their Latin origin. Fourth, the first word denotes the genus starts with a capital letter while the specific epithet starts with a small letter. It can be illustrated with the example for Mangifera indica. Name of author appears after the specific epithet at the end of biological name, and it is written in abbreviated form in a short form. Example, Mangifera indica Linn. It indicates that this species was first described by Linnaeus.